Yo, what up, people? Today we're talking about my Anthem first impressions. So if you didn't get a chance to play the game this weekend, or you pre-ordered and you still didn't get a chance to play because your experience kind of went something like this. Well, I got you covered. Here's what you missed. Alright, so I'm going to start with the negatives because it's not really that much to be honest, but it's pretty obvious these servers were fucking terrible. I honestly didn't expect this game to work as soon as it came out because, like, a lot of people want to play it. I figured you'd probably get on the servers but get kicked off pretty quickly. A lot of frequent dropouts. Nope. 11 hours is when you could play on Friday. So by that time it's probably like close to midnight. Damn, well, almost Saturday morning. So yeah, the demo did not launch pretty good. So I'm hoping that they have this fixed by launch of the full game. I don't think they'll be ready for next week for the open demo, if I'm being honest, because if they couldn't get it fixed, and this was just the pre-orders alone, I do not think they'll be ready for a global demo come next week. So maybe by launch they'll have this shit fixed. And the second thing I didn't like was the compass at the top. I thought the bar was too thin. Maybe they could either make it a bit thicker or putting a map like the bottom left. Maybe make it kind of like the same radar thing that they have at the top, just in circular form. Cause yeah, kind of hard to see shit online that small. And yeah, that's about it for the negatives. So let's hop over to what I liked, and I think this is the most important thing that everyone wants to know when you're playing a new game, is that it is fun. This game is pretty fucking fun. I've seen a lot of people wondering, what does it play like? Does it play like Destiny? Does it play like this other RPG game? If this game played anything like Destiny, I wouldn't be making this fucking video. But yeah, it's pretty fun. This game, it takes bits and pieces from other RPG games and kind of blends them into one. And normally I hate that because those games, that's just what they feel like, a mesh of other games. But Anthem manages to do that and, has its own identity at the same time. So if you're a fan of all those other franchises, Division, Warframe, Diablo, Destiny, I highly recommend you give this a try for the open demo coming this week. When it comes to the javelins, each of them feel different and unique, which I like, because I was watching the gameplay before and it was just like, yeah, they all have different abilities and stuff, but maybe they all handle the same. Nope. The Colossus feels really big and really heavy. Doesn't mean he's slow though. He can keep up with the other javelins. The Interceptor is probably the most fun to play, just running around fast and doing flips and shit while you're flying. Was not a fan of the Storm and the Ranger. I hated the Ranger at first, but by the end of the demo, I found a loadout that worked for me, and I actually really liked it. So the Colossus and the Ranger are those two javelins that I'm gonna main for the full game. And this is the type of game that everyone will find at least one class that suits them, or you can just use really well. So just experiment with them. When it comes to the actual loadouts and customization, I like it a lot. Visual customization, it's not too in-depth, but it's pretty satisfactory, changing the paints and the different attachments. Although they didn't have that much for the demo, they just had one for each different class. Now for the actual weapon loadouts and what you choose to carry, this was hands down my favorite part of the demo, just experimenting and finding out what works for you and what doesn't work. And you can actually make like 5 different loadouts per class. And what actually made it more enjoyable was that getting loot did not feel grindy at all. Friends and I were doing the same missions over, like, you probably had like one stronghold mission to do once you finished those 3 main missions for the story. And that's all you had to do the entire weekend. Either free play or strongholds, doing it over and over. It did not feel like a grind, and it was fun. I'm hoping it's like this when the full game drops and they don't like make the drop chances for loot harder or anything. But speaking of difficulty, I'd like to report that the normal difficulty is now fixed. For watching a lot of videos, everyone was just like, the normal difficulty, the AI seemed kind of stupid. They fixed that, so normal difficulty will give you a challenge now, and then when you put it on hard, it's much more of a challenge, more satisfying. That being said, for the solo players out there, you can play this game solo. It is easier with friends, but you can play it solo. I was running free play and a lot of strongholds solo by myself. Still pretty fun. It is still doable. So again, you don't need friends, but if you have them, it makes it a lot easier. Why? Because team synergy is fucking amazing in this game. You have the primer and detonator combos, so your team could coordinate and decide who brings what weapons with which elemental damage, and when they combo up, you can hit those enemies with a ton of damage. And when it works, it looks fucking amazing graphically. explosions everywhere, and it is so satisfying. But speaking of damage, that just reminded me of something else that I liked, the options that they actually put in. One of the things that I didn't like were the damage numbers popping up from the alpha gameplay that they showed. They actually put in options now where you can adjust them to what you want. So you can actually turn off numbers altogether. You can adjust the size of the numbers, the opacity. You can set it that only numbers pop up when you get critical hits. So I really like that feature, and obviously I turned them off because I didn't really like them. For other options, you can only change the control mapping to you only have 2 options for that, but that's fine because the controls for this game work really well. Flying is gonna be weird for like the first 5 minutes, but you'll get accustomed to it, and then you'll be flying and doing stunts in your javelin suit pretty easily shortly after that. Again, I can't stress how much fun this game was. I can't wait to play it. And lastly, the world and the environment is pretty fucking good. Like, if you can see it, you can fly there. Like, I've been seeing some high places and like, wonder if I can get up there, and then you just hit those rocket boosters and you can fly all the way up over that waterfall. So yeah, the verticality is pretty good on this game, and it makes the world seem huge. So yeah, walking away with mostly positives from the demo. I highly recommend you play the open demo this week if you can. I know it's a story game, but to be honest, I don't even give a fuck about the story. I just want to squad it with my friends and go do some strongholds and raids and get better gear. So I'm hoping that the game works at launch. I can see this game being great down the road. I'm choosing to look past the server issues and all that shit because that can be fixed. Yeah, I give this game a year or so. If they keep adding content and stuff, I can see this game being up there with the greats like Warframe and those other RPGs. EA would have to do something really scummy and really fucking stupid to kill this game, but if they don't, I can see this lasting a long time once they keep adding new content every couple months. So those are my thoughts on the Anthem demo. If you got a chance to play it this weekend, what are your thoughts? You can leave them down in the comment section, and subscribe for more Anthem content. I should be posting Colossus and Ranger gameplay sometime this week if I get a chance. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.